Ωραία, σας ευχαριστώ πολύ. Καταρχήν ήθελα πολύ γρήγορα να πω για την κυρία Λαμπάκη ότι ήταν πολύ ενδιαφέρουσα η παρουσίασή της. Τους χαιρετισμούς μας στο σχολείο λοιπόν στην Ξάνθη. Η σημερινή μου παρουσίαση είναι πολύ σχετική. Εγώ δεν θα μιλήσω για το transformative leadership ενός εκπαιδευτικού, ο οποίος είναι school principal, αλλά για το teacher leadership των εκπαιδευτικών. Είμαι εκπαιδευτικός P5, διδάκτωρο από το Πανεπιστήμιο Anglia Ruskin στο Cambridge. Θα μου επιτρέψετε όμως να παρουσιάσω την έρευνά μου αυτή στα αγγλικά, όπως ακριβώς και το άρθρο μου, παρόλο που είμαστε Έλληνες, είμαστε σε ένα διεθνές συνέδριο. Είμαι βέβαια στη διάθεσή σας αμέσως μετά για να απαντήσω οποιαδήποτε ερώτηση στα ελληνικά ή στα αγγλικά. So my name is Chasioti, and I'm a French language teacher in primary schools in Athens. I have a PhD in education from Anglia Ruskin University in Cambridge, and my research interests are teacher leadership, teacher evaluation, and empowering educators through European programs such as Erasmus Plus and D20. The article based on my research that I'm going to present today is entitled I Teach, Therefore I Lead, the Teacher Leadership for Teacher Evaluation Model. This research draws on the theoretical concept of the critical pedagogy model inspired by Freire and Giroux, suggesting that teachers, as transformative intellectuals, could promote emancipatory educational practices. The research also draws on the distributed leadership model promoted by Spillane, which puts forward a collaborative approach to leadership based on the expertise of teachers to create a school vision and proceed to educational action. These theories provided the background for exploring the insights into the potential of a new teacher evaluation model based on teacher leadership. Therefore, based on critical pedagogy and the theory of distributed leadership, teacher evaluation could become a meaningful procedure for teachers committed to educating critically engaged citizens and teaching for social justice. However, teacher evaluation in Greece is one of the most controversial features of education evaluation, as we all know, because it results in extensive debate among educational stakeholders and causes disagreement on who should be responsible for devising teacher evaluation policies. In Greece, there are mixed views among educators, mainly due to the lack of formal evaluations for over 40 years now. Recent reforms have controversially introduced evaluation initially for newly appointed teachers without involving educators or our unions in the process. And all this context leads us to our 4 research questions. To what extent do teachers think that they are allowed to act as teacher leaders in their schools? What factors affect teachers' perceptions of teacher leadership and evaluation? Do teachers' perceptions of their leadership roles affect their perceptions of teacher evaluation? And finally, what is the optimal teacher evaluation model according to teachers? So this mixed method research was conducted in primary state-funded schools of one administrative area of Athens. This mixed methods approach was used to increase validity through triangulation and overcome inherent weaknesses through complementarity. The questionnaires were sent to all the schools of this administrative area, 123 schools in total, and head teachers were asked to reply to the questionnaires and then forward them to all the schools and all the teachers serving in these schools. There were 372 participants in the first stage of the research. The study proceeded with qualitative research to elucidate teachers' perceptions of their desired teacher evaluation practices, thus obtaining a more detailed understanding of the research area. Through purposive sampling, 15 interviewees were selected from the survey participants who indicated their willingness to be interviewed. Finally, results were analyzed with in vivo and triangulated with questionnaire findings and previous related research. Now, the results to the first question. The quantitative data analysis revealed that teachers in the study see themselves as leaders in their classrooms and in broader leadership capacities. Qualitative data showed that most participants view teachers as leaders within and outside of their classrooms. They appreciate teachers' autonomy in their teaching methods and materials, and also their active involvement in school activities that aim to increase student learning. In response to the second research question, the analysis revealed that work status, age, years of teaching experience, and years of serving at the same school affect teachers' views of leadership. However, three critical factors emerge from the qualitative research as particularly influential: time, trust, and training. Time constraints hinder teacher evaluation practices and the establishment of a culture of trust and collaboration among educators. Trust is essential for successful implementation, and many teachers lack confidence in the educational authority's ability to create fair, honest evaluation procedures. Training is closely associated with evaluation, with most participants emphasizing it as a prerequisite for any evaluation system. Participants' perceptions of teacher leadership affect their perceptions of teacher evaluation. That was the main finding for the third research question. Research about teacher leadership suggests that teacher leaders impact teacher evaluation and professional development. We can argue that national education policy and contextual differences affect teachers' perceptions of teacher leadership and teacher evaluation procedures. However, in this research, it is indicated that teachers who consider themselves teacher leaders are more willing to be evaluated and to be actively engaged in the process of teacher evaluation. Finally, in response to the fourth research question, the optimal teacher evaluation system should have a clearly defined purpose and criteria, teacher evaluators with classroom experience, and active involvement of teacher leaders. It is noteworthy that all the participants in this research had never been evaluated. However, the majority of the participants were in favor of teacher evaluation procedures. The qualitative stage of the research also indicated that the optimum system of teacher evaluation should place emphasis on the moral aspect, the moral dimension of caring for students, which is challenging to evaluate and adds to the complexity of teacher evaluation. Based on the research findings, a new teacher evaluation model is proposed, structured into 10 stages to enhance teaching quality. This model promotes a bottom-up approach to education reform, with teachers as leaders actively participating in the evaluation process. This model emphasizes the selection of evaluation tools, evaluator reports on strengths and weaknesses, targeted training, implementation of new skills, and a stakeholder report assessing the evaluation process itself. This cyclical approach ensures continuous improvement and teacher ownership of the whole evaluation process. This research positions teachers as transformative agents capable of driving meaningful change in their educational environments. The proposed model empowers teachers as leaders within their communities, promoting a holistic educational vision that prepares students for active participation in democratic society. Therefore, based on these ideas promoted by Gramsci, Freire, and Giroux, the critical pedagogy model, this new model for teacher evaluation should explore teachers' potential for emancipatory educational practices. The teacher leadership for teacher evaluation model will become an alternative bottom-up approach to teacher evaluation reform, since teachers' ideas would inform this model and serve the needs of the teachers for professional development and school effectiveness. This research gave us valuable insight into the potential of a formative teacher evaluation system that empowers teachers to act as teacher leaders and elaborate their own evaluation instruments. The teacher leadership for teacher evaluation model fosters respect for teachers with a moral and caring role in the education community. The participants' perception in this research indicate that teacher leaders can be trained in order to design and participate in meaningful evaluation procedures to prepare their students for a better future. And with this final thought, the teacher evaluation based on teacher leadership leads to critical citizens living in a world of justice, a world of equity, a world of freedom. I would like to thank you very much for your attention.